Agiro.
I just think what you've done about 23,000 times today, breathing in oxygen and breathing out carbon dioxide. Every year, the world emits 36 billion tons of carbon dioxide. And these tons actually lie around in the atmosphere for hundreds of years, waiting to be captured and stored permanently. Now, the current CCUS actually faces the problem of centralization and tracking. The current state of Louisiana is investing about $23 billion into this project. So across the state, you have about 20 plus industries like refineries preparing to store and to trap about 10 million tons of CO2 annually by 2030. To give you a perspective of what that should be like, that's about saying taking 2.2 million cars away from the road annually. That sounds pretty much good, and it's nice for the payback, but there's a problem. 70% of this problem actually goes to loss of time because of manual reporting, like filling some cases, writing Excel sheets, or writing some summaries on mails to EPAs. This then leads to months of delayed verification, and even the public also face zero transparency. In order to hone in onto the problem, how about we delve deeper into the current CCUS life cycle?
The carbon capture, utilization, and storage life cycle is comprised of 5 stages. Firstly, CO2 is captured at collection sites, then transferred under high pressure via pipelines to underground sequestrations where they are stored long term. All of this is manually reported and verified by regulatory institutions like the US EPA. But like Emmanuel said, a huge gap still exists: the lack of a unified tracking platform for this carbon, which leads to errors in data, lack of validation, lack of transparency, lack of verification, and many more. To that effect, my team and I built CarbView, an AI-powered software that tracks carbon, the flow of carbon in real time. It's automatic, just like tracking a FedEx package, and provides real-time updates and transparent public data. Well, how does this work? Firstly, operators in the market, such as big energy players like Shell, ExxonMobil, etc., connect the sensors and data systems to our platform via secure APIs. Then automatically, data begins to flow into our platform. And this is where we come in. Our AI-backed engine verifies this data to make sure that it gets rid of anomalies and inconsistencies. Yeah. Then this data, this clean data, is then stored and it generates compliance reports for operators, investors, the public, any major stakeholder. So in summary, we go from sensor to API to CarbView to dashboard to report. So with CarbView, operators save time, regulators gain trust, and the public sees everything.
CarbView will streamline the carbon management process across Louisiana's CCUS network. Automating the reporting process will save operators about 70% of their time, while AI-powered anomaly detection systems will reduce escalated cases by about 90%. Real-time monitoring systems replaces the quarterly reviews, lowering the operating costs and reducing the regulatory risk. And finally, verified accessible data ensures transparency for customers, for stakeholders, regulators, and the public. So to ensure that CarbView was both secure and reliable, we looked into 3 main areas. That's security, system reliability, and quality assurance. And so our projected pre-launch cost is about $450,000, which would go into initial platform setup, API integration, cloud and database infrastructure, and initial pilot deployments across some facilities. And then our annual operating expenses projected at $150,000, including API host and cloud hosting, system maintenance, continuous Q&A, and security updates. These costs are essential to make sure that CarbView is both secure audit-ready and scalable to cover statewide adoption. So what's next for CarbView? Well, by 2026, we plan to pilot adoption across 5 facilities, demonstrating real-time reporting, validating our performance, and setting the groundwork for future expansion. And by 2027, we plan to scale to 40 facilities, and by 2028, cover all facilities across the state, functioning as a statewide compliance partner.
So I think we've spoken a lot. So give you an overview of what we speak of when you hear CarbView. We're talking of a tool in your hand actually. And this is a minimalistic and user-friendly interface. This is our landing page. And from here you can actually see a couple of information for you just coming to the website. So these are like basic information for you to just go through. Now the very interesting part of this is, I love this part, built for every stakeholder. We actually put in mind every portion of people out there, starting from our operators, to the regulators, and to the public. Now, given that the information needed for each of these hierarchy is different, the public actually can easily access some insight by clicking on this button, see more insights. Now, this takes them to this page. They are able to access and see how much CO2 has been stored from the beginning of the year down to this point, and also how much CO2 has been injected also. Now, keeping the users also in mind, we actually have user-friendly data like climate impact and how many facilities are currently active. We also have like a graph to show them. I'll give them an overview of what we have CO2 captured and CO2 stored. So like I said, this is just for the public out there. We have also something in mind for operators, and we have something in mind for the regulators. I'll let Moshoka continue.
Thank you very much. I said earlier that our operators will be the major players in the energy industry, like Shell, ExxonMobil, any company dealing with bioenergy, biofuel, that has to like store carbon. So like Emmanuel said, as an operator, once you log into our site, you get a dashboard that is personalized to you, the impact on the environment, the impact of CarbView on your company, your emissions report up to date, key insights, data entry, auditable entry. So basically everything you need to know about carbon tracking for your company specifically. Then on this note, I'll pass it to like Daniel to talk about the overview for the regulators.
Alright. So moving forward actually, we actually have the regulators. Now, when you hear regulators, what comes to your mind most likely are governmental agencies. For example, the US Environmental Protection Agency, or let's picture someone like the Louisiana Department of Natural Resources. Yeah, thank you. These are regulators in the market. So in a situation where these big dogs want to monitor what information is out there from the operators, they want to see how the stream is moving. Now they have a very simple dashboard here, showing them also the amount of carbon dioxide captured, amount stored, and they have real-time monitoring of the PUT flow and also the capture volume by facility. Now things get better actually as they're able to monitor the recent activity down there to check the amount of CO2 bags stored and bags in transit. We also have features here of the chain of custody, which shows you for every transaction or for everything that happens, you have the bag ID. From the capture phase, down to the pipeline phase, down to the stored phase. So you are able to monitor as a regulator how the CO2 is being transferred from each of the phases. And this is like giving the regulators power in their hands. And okay. Oh, yes. So this is more like a simple PDF view of what we have actually, like we are trying to export the PDF version of what you have. So in summary, you actually have zero regulators. You have to, I think I skip this also, I love this part also. When you're able to actually monitor on the map and see every facility that exists, you can actually see what phase they are in right now. You can see the rate, the percentage of utilization. You can see what type, basically, if they are in the capture phase, if they are in the pipeline phase, and many more things. To summarize this all, this is just saying, putting a tool in the hands of the user. Be it the public for transparency, be it the operator for you to know how your data is being used, and the regulator for them to monitor every of these things. CarbView is a tool for you. And all I would ask is, please invest in this tool. It's by your doorstep. Thank you.